Hello everyone, my name is Wajiro Moridi of WINENJIRU Exclusives. Welcome to Conversations with WINENJIRU, where we speak to different people in the wines and spirits industry in Kenya. I'm sure you're wondering, I'd like to get into this industry. What does it take? What do I need? Well, I'm glad you joined us. We have a very good friend of mine as our guest today, Helen Wacera of Casks and Barrels. Welcome, Helen. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Wanjiru. I'm very fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So we met very early on in my wine journey, but then it wasn't early in your wine journey. It was, I think, in the first Wines of South Africa event at Crown Plaza.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
In the year 2014?
2015, I think.
2015.
2015,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. At that point, I was about 3 years old, almost 3 years old.
In the business.
Yes.
And you were working with your brother.
Yes, I was.
Oh, great. But tell us, so we'll come back to that point in 2015. But before then, take us through what you were before you got into the wines and spirits industry.
Okay, so I'm actually a trained secretary, which I did. I did my course at the then Kianda College or Strathmore College, and I worked for Kilonzo and Company for about 3 years, and then I moved to another law firm for a year, and after that I worked at Wells Fargo for 6 years. I was a business administrator in the technical department. Yeah, so that was me before the wine.
That's quite a change, right? Some administrative heavy things, and then what made you get into the wine space?
So we were celebrating our 6th wedding anniversary, and so I drank this wine, Fragolino, and I really liked it. So I asked for a second glass, and they go like, pole madam, imeisha. And I'm like, really? When I like something and you don't have it anymore? So I went back the next week, and they still told me the supplier doesn't have, and I'm like, how come? So I got to know more about the wine, and we got talking with the F&B manager, and I asked him, so do you want me to supply you? And he said yes. And that was my cue to go to business, because I was really looking for something to do. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
If it was just as easy as that, I'm drinking something and then I go into business providing it, I wonder what I'd be driving.
Okay.
Yes, but then now, what did you know about the wine that made you now want to bring it? Did you have like the background of where it's from, you know, who the supplier is, how much it will cost you, or
No.
was it just blind ambition?
It was a purely blind ambition. So I just tasted it, liked it, and I'm like, if it's not available, I'm sure I'm not the only one who likes it. So I just researched more on it and got to know all those things you're asking, the prices, the suppliers, yeah. So it was just pure luck, I must say. Yeah.
You're making it sound too easy. So what country was it from?
It's from Italy, and yes, it's from Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in Kenya.
Yes.
You have no idea how the wine industry works. Your experience is not in wine.
Yeah.
How do you go about securing a contract to be able to bring the wine into the country?
Okay, so what we did at that point, we are very good at Googling. So we Googled, my husband and I Googled, and we got a few companies. So we asked them to send us samples.
Okay.
So the samples came, we tasted, we got the prices. We started working around shipping, all those other costs. So my husband is an accountant, so he's very good at costing. So we got all the costs, how much you would probably land the wine at.
Okay.
And that is how we went on with it.
Okay.
So at the time it was 2011. So October of 2011, January 2012, we registered a company and started now the process of finding out how to do these things, visiting cabs, all those offices you have to. And then finally in July, we got our first shipment.
Wow.
Which was just a pallet of 95 cases.
95 cases times 6. So
Yes,
almost
times 6
600 bottles.
Yeah, 570 bottles. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how we started.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
You know, you're making it sound so, yeah, we got our bottles, you know.
I think I've been in it for long. So
Yes.
for me, that then looks now very simple
Yes.
as to what probably we're doing right now.
No, I like it. I like that approach because some people are just fear of God. the Kenya Revenue Authority. You don't have to deal with customs.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this. But then I like your approach that it can be done, and it's an easy transition from, say, an employment perspective and the like.
It wasn't very easy, as you're saying. Of course, there were hurdles that were there, financial, because it's a new business. All it does is ask for money before you can now actually realize your profit. So it wasn't a smooth ride. You're used to salary in employment. Here you've come, there's no salary. So it was quite tough at first. I think at year 3 I almost quit.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, because I was like, I don't have money anymore. But somehow things just opened up and I was like, I'm probably meant to be in this business.
Okay.
So I just continued. Yeah.
So Casks and Barrels, interesting name as well. It sounds very biblical in my head, you know.
Biblical.
A wine cask, you know. Don't put although they call them vats, but anyway,
Yeah.
Casks and Barrels. Tell us about, of course, how you come up with the name and that, and then what are you? Are you an importer only, or are you in distribution and retail?
So wine is stored in casks and barrels. So the name kind of flowed, and we just thought to go with it. We're just searching a lot of names, so many suggestions, but that's what we settled for.
Okay.
Yeah, merely because wine is stored in casks and barrels. Yeah. So sorry.
So you're an importer?
Yes. So yeah, Casks and Barrels is an importer and distributor in Kenya. Yeah, so we bring in the wines, have them cleared, and we distribute to mainly the supermarkets, hotels, restaurants, and the major liquor stores.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are our clients, and of course we work with distributors. Yes.
Or other distributors as well, even though yourselves are a distributor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
You have to partner with them. Like for example, upcountry, you have to partner with distributors. Yeah.
So the distributors, for example, are they people who focus on wine only specifically?
No.
Or they distribute other products and goods?
So distributors normally deal with many products. So they could be dealing with wines, spirits, beers, mainly any alcohol related drink. So they're just adding your portfolio to their list.
Yes.
And so long as you have customers who want these products, then they'll list your product as
Okay.
well. Yeah. Because for them they have smaller margins but bigger volumes.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're able to penetrate smaller markets where somebody wants maybe 3 bottles, 4 bottles, which you can't deliver. So they come in to bridge that gap for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thinking about your business, Italy was your first sort of supplier.
Yes.
What is your portfolio made of now, and how have you made decisions about where you go to bring in wines from other countries?
So yes, Italy was the first, and then we moved to South Africa through Wines of South Africa, where we met.
Yes.
So, and adding on to the portfolio, through the wine knowledge that I've gained over the years, of course we look at quality, because we strive for quality for value. So it has to be good quality and value for money, because Kenyans are very price sensitive.
Yes.
So that's what we strive for. Yeah. So for any product that I'm bringing, I'll check the quality, and of course the price has to be right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is what range?
For us at distribution, it's about between 850 and 1200.
850 and 1200.
Yeah, those are our fast moving products.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you're mainly just an Italy and South Africa.
Yes.
And you've moved from Fragolino, of course. You've discovered others. So every anniversary has a new wine.
Not really, but anyway, yeah, we've moved on from Fragolino. Now we have wines like Nebbiolo, Barbera, Moscato, Malo, Shiraz. Yeah, so we've grown our portfolio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you've talked about education, because when we met, of course, it was during the Wines of South Africa training.
Yes.
But more so, you have, of course, increased your knowledge in 2 ways. Number one, I know you've done the Wines and Spirits Education Trust.
Yes.
And you participated in the sommelier competition and
Yes, I
was
did.
one of the top 3.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, do tell us about, first, let's talk about the sommelier competition experience.
Yeah. So when you brought Wines of South Africa, there was this competition, the Sommelier Cup. I think it was the first competition in Kenya, and I enrolled. I mean, I was still new in the wine business, and well, we read. You made us read a lot, but we read, and and we did quite well. But for me, the practical side was lacking because I had not been in the service industry. So service of wine was a challenge for me. But of course, I've worked on that skill. And I was the top 3. Yeah, it was a very proud moment for me.
Yeah, we were proud of you. We are very proud of you too.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, when people talk about sommelier, of course, there's that thought about being very service focused.
Yes.
And here you are the business owner, and you are still participating in the competition.
Yeah.
Is there a need for the distinction between owners of businesses and sommeliers per se, or do you feel it's the same thing in this market?
I think we should be together because one can't do without the other. So we should always strive to work together. And I think the competition was a good place to be at for both sommeliers and business people because we both learned from each other somehow. Yeah.
And anyway, I think it's a very small market to start
saying
only these people can.
Yeah.
The word is still being used very loosely.
Yeah.
Even though we'd appreciate, I think now there's a lot more people who have, gained a qualification. Yes. So you can actually maybe narrow that down to that group of people.
Yeah, probably perhaps. In future you'd have a sommelier competition. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we operate in an ecosystem. There's a wine value chain, and there's different players in the industry. You, of course, are on the commercial side, being, an importer, distributor, and recently retailer. What can you tell us about the ecosystem in Kenya for someone who maybe wants to enter into the business?
Well, first and foremost, there's competition, there's regulations, there's what else? there's a lot going on. Sorry, we need to
just continue. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So we operate in an ecosystem.
Yes.
There's many players who are importers, and there's many players. Or maybe let me ask it this way: if you were to get into the business now, would you still be playing the same role? Would you still choose the importation, or would you perhaps be?
No, I would still be an importer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the retail for me would be a bit. It's a bit more challenging. I still like the import side, like to be the supplier as opposed to dealing with the retailers. Yeah, for me it's better.
It's better
yes,
that
yeah,
way. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's an association now of wholesalers. How is that working? I mean, of importers. How is that working? The Association of Importers.
Can we skip that? I don't want to talk about the association. There's nothing. Okay. There is. Okay. There's something positive to say. So yes, there is an association of importers, and I think we come out more strongly as an association when we are dealing with the regulators.
Okay.
So it's very important. It's a very important association to be in because you also get discounts in other networks like KEPSA, other associations, Kenya Association of Manufacturers as well. So it's like a voice for all of us as importers.
Okay.
Yes, so it's a very important association of which I am a member.
Okay, for the lobbying.
Yes,
and of
for
course
lobbying. Like recently we lobbied for some regulations that were not favorable to us, and we succeeded. So it is favorable.
Yeah. So you can collaborate as people doing the same business to be able to get access to other services and also to be able to lobby to the regulators if you come as a body as opposed to being an individual.
Yes, of course there's more. It's a bigger voice.
Yes.
You'll be heard better and things will get done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What opportunities do you see for people who want to enter the business now?
Well, there's
in the wines and spirits. It doesn't have to be just wine alone.
Yeah.
It could be wine and spirits.
Well, the market is there. So for you, it's to identify the product that could move in this market and go with it. Yeah, there's competition, and so long as you stick to your game plan, then you're good to go. Okay. Yeah.
Is there any country you see as the hot number right now? Like a country that perhaps people are moving to import more wine towards? Because this market has been very South African wine dominated.
I see like people are doing more of, I've seen a lot more of Italian wines than when I started importing, and also Chile. Yeah. Those are the two countries I've seen.
You've seen.
Yeah.
Are you
of
willing
late.
to expand into those regions as an organization yourself?
Yes, so long as I get good quality for value wine, then I would move there.
Okay.
Yeah, because for me it's always about quality versus value. Yes, for your customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some say the market is saturated.
Well, of course, there are those wines that will not move in this market because most of them need to be either be paired with food or we don't take that food here. Saturated, I would say the wines and spirits sector is saturated. There are very many wines and spirits.
The shops.
The shops, that
Yes,
is.
okay.
Yes, there are very, very many. And for me, I think it's unhealthy competition because I won't say that my sales have grown because there are so many wines and spirits right now. It's kind of the same. The growth
Okay.
is still slow and steady. But you will find there's a shop that used to buy from you more and doesn't buy from you now because someone else is buying from you. So I think it's unhealthy competition in the wines and spirit sector. Yeah, but for importers, I think there's always room for more. Yeah. But the thing is to have your wine moving.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I guess you may be considered a new entrant, given that there was some companies that have been there for much longer. Say
Yes.
you're talking about Kenya Wine Agency, which was even government supported.
Yes.
There's been people who have been in the business for much longer. How do you feel you've positioned yourself now in the market compared to those old ones? Let me call them the
Pioneers.
the pioneers. Yes, exactly. Pioneers is a nice one. I'll take that from you. The pioneers.
So the pioneers, of course, have the bigger market share. But as I said, if you have your game plan and you stick to it and just do what you're doing, then you'll penetrate through. I'm still a small fish, a drop in the ocean, I would say. But I'm sure we will eventually grow to where we want to be. Yeah.
So what are some of those plans for growth in the market?
Of course, it's to increase my portfolio to other countries. As I said, if I get a good quality for value wine, then I'll go for it. Yes. So I would like to venture into other brands from other countries.
Okay.
Yes. But as the market demands. Yeah. Yeah.
What about perhaps opening more branches, regional expansion?
No, we already supply outside Nairobi, but we do operations from Nairobi, which is pretty simple for us right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would say I'm opening branches. Probably now is to focus on retail and maybe online sales because most Kenyans are now shopping online.
Yes. Okay.
So that would be my next focus.
So
probably.
next big opportunity.
Yeah.
A lot of the time when we talk about the ecosystem, we focus only on those people who are importing. What are your thoughts on companies that actually produce in Kenya and now are exporters? Say, for example, Wacera gin is made in Kenya now. The Leshua wine is made in Kenya now. What do you think about such products as well?
No, it's good. It's good to have.
Oh, and EABL. How can I forget beer? Sorry, EABL is also made here.
It's because we're in the wine business, but
Beer as well, yes.
I think Leleshwa has a good. It's a good example that we can produce things in Kenya, good quality things that can be actually exported. I mean, they've won awards. Wacera gin, unfortunately, we can't buy it in Kenya directly, but he's exporting and. I hear it's a good gin. I haven't tasted it.
Yes.
But I think it's a good, it creates jobs for Kenyans. It creates opportunity and we can say we are doing something. We can be proud.
We can be proud, yeah.
Yeah, and I think in the future I'd also go into that space of production.
So you talked about growing your portfolio to different countries as a growth strategy for your business. What is the current situation now in terms of, say, the breakdown between Italy and South Africa from your larger business?
So most of our we have anyway. So we have 4 brands. Sorry, there are 5. Let me start again. We have 5 brands. 2 of them are from Italy and 3 of them are from South Africa. And the bigger portfolio is from South Africa. I think our palates agree more to the South African wines.
Yes.
Because for Italian wines first, the name they're like, how do you pronounce this? So it's a bit more difficult to sell Italian wine. So we have more of South African wine now
Okay.
than Italian wines.
So is it over 50% of your portfolio?
It's 40% and 60%.
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
However, the Italian wines move faster.
Oh, even if it's difficult to pronounce.
Yes, they do
Yes.
move faster. And of course, our flagship brand is Fragolino, and we move lots of those. Yeah.
Volumes that are over
In terms of bottles or
whatever
cases?
number you want to share. Because you already told us about the initial, was it 570 bottles?
Yes, 570 bottles.
That has grown now to
That's what we'd probably sell. We sell more than that in a week.
in a week
Yeah,
now.
yes.
When you initially started, that was all you had. Now
Yes.
that moves faster in a week. That's
Yeah.
great growth.
Yeah, it's very great.
And that's the
Yeah.
one you said was your favorite. Why
Yes.
did you like it so much then?
First I didn't know. I never used to really drink, and it was a nice, subtle drink. It was sweet, not too much alcohol. So I guess our palates, with the way we like sweet things, our
Yes.
tea with sugar, our fruits are sweet. So we tend to lean more on the sweeter wines or products.
Yes.
So for me, that's why I went for it.
And the fact that it's a sparkling wine, already it's talking about celebration
Yes.
and some special moments to share,
Yes.
given it was your anniversary and the like.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the dry wines, what is the kind of consumption and volume on that side?
I would say right now they are almost, dry wines move about 40%.
Okay.
And no, for us, we have more sweet wines that move faster.
Okay.
We still have dry wines, but they're not as fast moving as the sweet
As the
one.
sweet wines.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
So you're still operating in that market.
Yes.
Your most expensive wines are Barolo and the Barbera, also
Yes.
from Italy.
Yes.
Maybe tell us a bit about those.
Okay, so Barolo is one of the most prestigious wines in Italy. It comes from the Piemonte region. It's made from the Nebbiolo grape. And the thing that makes it special is that it's a very small grape, but you get very little wine, and it's aged for 3 years. So the process makes it really expensive. But once it mellows, it's a really great wine. So we do have that in stock. It's not very popular, but the people who really appreciate wine just buy Barolo. You can buy it now and keep it for when your daughter is getting married, or when whatever special occasion you have in future, you could buy it and age it. It's also a collector's item.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a very nice wine. Barbera is also a very prestigious wine. It comes from the Asti region. It's the wine that the former Pope used to take.
Benedict.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes, so he loves
Sorry,
Barbera.
Pope Benedict.
I read somewhere that he likes Barbera, so it's also a very nice wine, and it's I call it the Malo of. It has similar characteristics to Malo, so for me it's the Malo of Italy.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
and those are our most prestigious wines from Italy.
From Italy on that
Yes,
side,
yeah.
Do you have any prestigious wines from South Africa you'd like to tell us about?
Yes, we do. We do have the reserves of Evanthias and the San Luis Shiraz. So those are reserves. So they're also aged, and they're quite nice.
And
Yeah.
that's from one of your producers, the Excelsior Wine Estate.
Yes, these are from Excelsior Wine Estate.
No,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting about how wine businesses are started. I find that for most of the companies we find in Kenya, there was another business that funded the wine business. So, for example, there's an importer who the other business is property. One of the big groups. There's people who have been their second generation,
Yeah.
where the parents are the people who started the businesses, and all they are doing is taking over. Yours is a unique story of, I dare say, quote unquote, self-made,
Yes.
starting from nothing,
Yeah.
and growing the business, right? But then
Yeah.
you've been able to build your person by, of course, the education side.
Yes.
You've gone to a number of shows. I think
Yes.
you've been to
I've been to Vinitaly. I've been to Cape Wine. Yes, those are the two major wine.
wine shows. Provine, not yet.
Not yet.
Or are you
Provine,
going in May?
I wish. Anyway, I will go probably next year.
Next year.
Yes.
So that is important, of course, to expose yourself and to get
Very
new
important.
products and getting all that. Yes.
Yes.
And of course, now current market is very, it's very, let me say, there's diverse events happening every time.
Yes.
You're participating in something this weekend.
Yes, we have the sip and dip at Village Market. So the company is BizBuzz, so they do events and shows.
Yes.
So they decided to do an in-house event this time, and it will be at the Village Market food court. Yes.
But then you also have participated in the Nairobi, is it Wine Week?
Yes, we did Nairobi Wine Week.
Or was it Wine Festival?
It was the Nairobi Wine Festival. That was it 3 years ago? And then we also did, we do events like Koroga, where we are the partner, the wine partner for Koroga Festival. And we've seen our business also grow through that, because once people know your product, they go and look for it after the event. Yeah. And Koroga serves the middle class, and that is where we are at.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's value in these events that are supporting the ecosystem.
Oh yes, there's a lot of value, because it brings repeat sales later on. Yes, for you. Okay. Whatever event it is. For example, there's an event we did, I think at Paddy Arms. Is it like 4 years ago? And 2 years after the event, someone called me and told me, I was at your event, Paddy Arms. I like this wine. They have a hotel in Lamu, and we started supplying them. So these events are very important.
2 years later, what were they waiting for before that? Or they had lost your number?
I don't think so. She just told me she'd call me.
Yes.
And you know the way you leave it at that, and she called after 2 years. So yeah, so events are important to grow your business.
Okay, and whether there are even if there's other competitors taking part, like I think the one with the sip and dip, there's actually, it's a food and beverage event, and there'll be more than one player also participating.
Yes, I think for you, just look for your benefits in this event, and you'll decide whether it is for you or not for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. What is your favorite wine?
Wow.
If you were to choose one, either from your portfolio or for something that's not available in the market yet.
Favorite is ambiguous, because it depends on the occasion.
Okay. Give us some options.
I would say if it's something special, very special, I think I would open a Barolo. For my everyday, I would say everyday special wine, I would do Barbera.
Okay.
Or Malo or Shiraz. Yeah. So, and then for dessert, my favorite is Moscato.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's something for every day. Match with the mood, match with the occasion.
Exactly.
You don't have to be limited to one particular brand.
No.
Okay.
I even go out buying Pinot Noirs because I love them, and I don't have one.
Pinot Noir. Wow.
Yes,
you're one of those.
I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Yes. So I love how it's light, easy to drink. So I could go buy a Pinot Noir because I don't have one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I think wine goes with what you're feeling, or celebration, depending on your mood.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Then on your business, would you want to hand over to the second generation?
Yes, I would.
For continuity and the like.
Yes, I would love to hand over to my daughters. We come to work with them sometimes, and I hope they see the value. At least I question them about wine, and at least they know some of the wines we sell.
Okay, great.
So far, yeah.
So they have no excuse. They were born into wine.
Yes.
You are not, but they were born into wine.
Yes, they have no excuse. So I just hope it's something that will interest them, and they will come and join us.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have to apply for the job.
They have to be qualified.
Yes, they have to be qualified.
Okay.
Yes.
And what for you individually? Are you going to grow your education, say, to a Master of Wine?
Well, I'm not sure I'd go for a Master of Wine because I'm not in the hotel business. But I think I would want to do level 3 and maybe 4 for knowledge, for more knowledge. But maybe 3 for now.
Please do until 4. We need teachers.
Oh, really? You have to be a level 4 to teach.
You have to be a level 4 to teach level 3.
Okay.
Yes, but then you need a level 3 to teach level 2.
Okay.
At least in the WSET setting. I mean, we could develop our own curriculum that's Kenyan based.
Yeah.
And teach based on that without having prior qualifications.
Yes.
Or
it's only due to COVID, but I would love to do my level 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but due to COVID, there was a bit of a slowdown in everything. So I'm pursuing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to change anything in your business or in the wine business in general, what would that be?
I would change the taxes.
You make them higher.
No, lower. I think the taxes are kind of put people off. Sometimes you feel like you're just working for I don't want to say the taxpayer. Yes, we pay our taxes, but they're quite big, and we don't. I don't want to say we don't get value, but if the taxes were less, I think there would be less grey market and black market goods, which come to spoil the business and also the consumers in case the products are not good. So I think it would be taxes.
There needs to be a balance in the regulation, because sometimes it's overly punitive, and that even leads to more problems in the sector.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that should be regulated. Also, still on regulation, they should check. I think that our standards are a bit outdated. So, or they should consult with either the wine producing countries, or even the importers, like sit down with them and know what issues they're facing and how to address these issues.
Okay, I'm not clear on what do you mean by the standards? The Kenya Bureau of Standards, what they check, or one of the, is it SGS and those kinds of bodies?
Yeah. So you find instances where you've been importing the same wine for about even 7 years, and this time they're asking you for a different test of the same wine you've been bringing. So you're wondering what changed or what. So they need to have set standards, or even know if someone has been importing this wine. Really, it's asking someone for more tests on the same product doesn't really go down well.
Yeah.
Some of it is also not good for us as a country, because even the exporter looks at us like, why are we doing these tests? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to them. Yeah.
So I think we should have a sit down with them. They understand the business from a business point of view, not just from a regulator point of view.
Sure.
And know what we can improve in that sector.
Okay. Yeah. Or at least to harmonize perhaps what other countries do.
Yes.
And that what is necessary for the product as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would just make the industry much better. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
When we come to your customers, please give us sort of a breakdown of, the kinds of organizations you deal with and how perhaps you spread out to those organizations.
Okay, so we are in the retail sector mainly, meaning that we supply supermarkets like Carrefour, Chandarana, Quickmart, Naivas. We also do the liquor stores, the main liquor stores like Mega Wines, Liquorama. So all I would say the leading liquor stores, we're there. We work with distributors as well.
So for like the retailers, what percentage of your business?
Since COVID, we put a lot of effort into the retail because the hotel sector was dead. So we are still, because we're just coming back into hotels and restaurants, so I would say 60% of our business is in the retail.
It's a retail space, okay.
Yes, yeah. So we just had to change our strategy then to survive.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did, we're mainly in retail now.
Okay.
We still have our hotels, but things are not yet moving as fast as they used to. So, so retail is our stronger sector.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. We're really, really excited to have had this time with you. Thank you for giving us the insights. We know you have some big dreams that you're not sharing with us, but we'll be watching this space and we shall come for episode 2.
Okay, you're most welcome. And thank you. Thank you for coming to Casks and Barrels.
Yeah.
And we look forward to more partnerships and telling our stories, which are important because we have young people coming up.
Exactly.
And we have young businesses growing. Of course, you have to be persistent in business. It's not a 2-year, 3-year ride.
Yes.
For me, I've been in it for 10 years, and I think I can say now I'm reaping what I sowed. Yeah.
And we can see that. We can definitely see the fruits of your labor.
Thank
you so much. There you have it. You can make the transition and the move from not knowing about wine and being able to get into the wine business, even from an administrative position. And do not think even something as simple as running out of wine on your anniversary cannot start a wine business. In this case, it did, and we have seen the results for it. We continue with our journey, Conversations with WINENJIRU, every day. Thank you.